This is for the 5th semester students. I am taking physical chemistry, in that microwave spectroscopy and vibrational spectrum. In microwave spectroscopy, we will study about the classification of molecules, rotational spectra of rigid diatomic molecules, criteria for showing the spectra, energy levels of rigid rotator, selection rules, in that final equations only, then determination of bond lengths and moment of inertia of HCl molecule. And in the vibrational spectrum, we will study simple harmonic oscillator, Hooke's law, energy level of simple harmonic oscillator model of diatomic molecules. Here also final equation only. Selection rules, 0-point energy, determination of force constant and quantitative relation between force constant and dissociation energies, vibrational degrees of freedom of molecule, in that linear and non-linear. Now we will study about the microwave spectroscopy. Okay. Now we will see about the microwave spectroscopy. So before going to microwave spectroscopy, we will see what is spectroscopy. Okay, this is very basic thing. You might have learnt earlier, but we will see what is spectroscopy. Spectroscopy is the study of interaction between matter and electromagnetic radiation as a function of wavelength or frequency of the radiation. So what is happening in the spectroscopy means it is the technique used to obtain information of the structure of any molecule structure and properties of a matter. Properties of matter. The basic principle shared by all spectroscopy technique is to shine a beam of electromagnetic radiation onto a sample. This sample may be a solid or liquid, anything. Then any bond can be formed, any structure we can obtain by the spectroscopy techniques. Observe sample and observe how to respond to such a stimulus. So in the spectroscopy, this is the technique where we obtain the structure and properties of the matter, and through the electromagnetic radiation, and the sample may be a solid or liquid. So another thing we can get here the molecular illustrations. And matter and electromagnetic radiation, these are the two main things they are taking place in the spectroscopy. Okay, then interaction between magnetic waves, then interaction between electromagnetic waves and a matter. Before in the spectroscopy, we should know first what is electromagnetic waves, then why there is an interaction between electromagnetic waves and a matter, why, and what makes electromagnetic waves to interact with a matter. In electromagnetic waves, the main thing is electric charge, electricity, then the magnetic field. In the electric and magnetic field, this changes with respect to time or oscillating field. We can also say the oscillating field. Electric charge is always associated with the electric field. Electric charge is always associated with the electric field. Here electric charge is associated with the electric field. Means we can say that there is a electric charge and there is a electric field. It will be oscillating, always oscillating. So whenever there is a static charge, the magnetic field also static. If a charge is static, the magnetic field is also static. Magnetic field is also static. But whenever it is oscillating with respect to time, whenever it is oscillating with respect to time or acceleration, we can say oscillating or accelerating, it will produce or emit energy. It will produce or emit energy in the form of changing electric and magnetic field. The electron moving can be in the two way. That will be to and fro oscillating, or in the uniform circular motion, Okay, now we have seen the electric charge is associated with the electric field. The charge is static and magnetic field is also static. With respect, magnetic field is also static. But whenever it is oscillating with respect to time or accelerating, it will produce or emit energy in the form of changing electric and magnetic field. So in the velocity we have two types. We have many other types also, but we'll consider main two types. In velocity, in the spectroscopy you should know about the velocity, amplitude and about the frequency. These are all very basic things you have also studied in the physics, and from the very basic you are also studying in the chemistry also. So these are the basic things you should remember. So in the velocity we have two types that we can say as a to and fro motion. Suppose there is an electric charge, to and fro motion, and another is a uniform circular motion. Means charges will be oscillating here. There are other ways too, but these two are important to understand this spectroscopy concept. So we can take an example when we are saying this to and fro motion. We can take this example. Okay, we have electric charge here. If there is a high frequency, the oscillation will be very fast. If there is a high frequency, the oscillation will be very fast. So automatically there will be energy also. Energy is also high. And suppose in the same way to and fro motion there is a charge, and if it is low frequency, then the oscillation will also be slow and the energy is also low. So this to and fro motion we can see in detail. In to and fro motion there is a electric charge here. If a particle is oscillating very high, there will be a very rapid change. Here we can see the rapid change. They are oscillating very fast. If particle is oscillating little slower, there will be a slow change. There will be slow change. If particle is oscillating very slowly, then there will be a very slow change. Then automatically we can say that if very rapid, if the change is oscillating is very rapid, then what happens here? The high frequency will get high frequency and low wavelength or low wavelength. Low wavelength. If it is oscillating very slowly, then there will be automatically a high wavelength. High wavelength. So here we can see that here we'll get a gamma rays in the very fast oscillation. Here next X-rays. You must know the range here. Okay. Then here UV rays. Then the very basic thing, Vibgoroid. Then IR here. Then microwaves. Then at last radio waves. So ranges you should know here. So this is all about the electromagnetic waves. So now we will see about the matter. What makes it is interacting with matter and electromagnetic waves. Till now we have studied about the electromagnetic waves. Now we will discuss about the matter. Now we will see about the matter. In the matter, we will take an example of three types of example. Actually, we can say that two types. One is having the same type of atoms A and A. Another is A and B and B and B. So what happens in these three? There will be electrons in the atoms. So what happens? Electrons will share, and as they are same atoms, so they remain in the middle. And we can say that if A and A are bonded, there will be a covalent bond. If A and B are different atoms, this is the concept we can taken from the inductive effect. This is very basic thing or a concept you have learnt from the first year only. Okay, what happens? They are different atoms. What happens? They have electrons. They will share and they move towards the more electronegative atom. They move or shift towards the more electronegative atom. And here also, just like A and A, they are same atoms. Electrons are there. They will share and remain in the middle. So here also a covalent bond. Here they are the different atoms. We can say it is a polar, and they are the same atoms. We can say a non-polar. So what happens? Here also charges is developing. In the electrons also charges is developing. And in electromagnetic waves also, electric charge is developed. So then there will be this electric charge, and here with the atoms of the electric charge, they will interact. So what happens? Where interact, then we will get a microwave spectroscopy, not microwave spectroscopy, the spectroscopy we can say. Only a spectroscopy. So this is the basic technique involved in the spectroscopy, electromagnetic waves interactions, and this matter are interacting with each other and giving the spectroscopy results. So where physics means electromagnetic waves, means it's all about the physics, and chemistry interact, physics and chemistry interaction also happen, and then we can say it is a spectroscopy. So till now I have only discussed about the spectroscopy. In the next class we'll study about the microwave spectroscopy. Thank you. So watch the video. If you are not understanding, let me know, and do share or like and subscribe, so I'll think that so you are understanding my concepts and method. Thank you.